welcome to a brand new week. It's the Donna and Steve show on My Talk 107.1. Everything Entertainment. What's your problem?
You just came in pretty hot there.
Yeah, because I'm excited to be here.
You know, we've got a really a jam-packed Monday edition, which means we're starting strong. And if you listen all week, you'll hear it. You'll sense it. It'll get worse as the week goes on.
Yeah, it always does. Yep.
We got some really good stuff, though. Today, coming up at 11:30, it is a Monday, which means every day in hour 3 of the podcast on Mondays, we do a little money talk. This one has to do with a not exactly a secret website, but a website that is helping people. Let me do that one again.
Okay.
Hi. I found a website that is helping people keep a secret when it comes to making more money. Oh. So we'll get into that today at 11:30. We've got our normal shenanigans at 10:30, which is the College of Pop Culture Knowledge. You'll have a chance to play along with that. But if I sound pretty rejuvenated, thank you both for saying so. It's because I had a one-kid weekend.
Fun!
My 3 of my kids went with my sister to like a camp this weekend. Camp Chaminade. What up, Camp Chaminade? And they went up there, and it was just Lou, Dev, and me. And we immediately got this downshift. Now, listen, we downshift from 4 to 1 in terms of kids. Granted, we still had the most difficult child, like the one that you have to pay attention to the most.
Sure.
But still.
Yeah.
But still, we thought it was great.
Good for you. What'd you guys do?
We talked. We did a lot of talk. It was a little blah, baby talk to each other. And then
Did
when
you
Dev
have a
woke
little,
up,
bow, chicka, bow, wow?
You know, it's so funny. I'm just going to tell this story.
Okay, good.
I wasn't planning on talking about my sex life.
Yeah, did you have it on the calendar?
You know, we used to put it on the calendar, and I am a big proponent of that. There was just a story last week about a celebrity couple that does that. In a busy life, it's like you prioritize. You got to prioritize.
Let me guess. Was it Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell? It usually is.
It's usually their relationship that we're hearing about. No, so we used to be good about like just put it on the calendar. Then there's no. What are we thinking tonight? What's happening?
There's secret code on the calendar. Is it called something like that?
Like
canning apricots, as Kenny says.
What does he say?
Canning apricots.
I thought you said tanning apricots, and then I was
canning apricots.
No, we don't use that term. I've tried a couple of different things that haven't worked. Like at one point, I think I said taxes, which was like John Stamos once mentioned that in Full House. He and Aunt Becky were upstairs doing their taxes.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then I at one point said, what if we put on like family meeting? And Lou was like, I do not like the sound of that at all. It just sounds not great.
It puts her in a bad mood.
Yeah, it's just not good. So we chose not to. But when we told one of our neighbors that we were, just going to have one kid, I come out. This is happening on Friday. I come out from doing radio, and I'm going to get in the car, and there's a neighbor, and I just hear her saying to Lou, so, if you need like 15 or 20 minutes and you just need us to watch Dev, we can help you. And then all the jokes started coming to like, or maybe you just need 5 minutes. But then I thought, wow, how about that? The neighbor just saying like, I get it. And if we can help, let us know.
Listen, there's too much pressure with that short time. How about 2 hours?
Well, you know what? No. There's no pressure for me. Put a 2-minute timer on the clock right now. I could go downstairs, say hello to honest to goodness, beginning to end.
Ew.
Well, I'm just saying, as for fellas out there, it's not like, oh goodness, I need 2 hours. Are you kidding me? I need a commercial break.
I know, but that's insulting.
Commercial break.
Do you realize how insulting that is to a woman?
Well, I understand it takes...
It's because it makes it about you.
I know. No, I am aware of that. I understand that. We try to make sure that everybody feels it was a worthwhile venture. It just happens typically, like biochemistry, stereotypically, to be a little bit easier for a fella. I don't know why.
That's true.
I didn't make us.
It's just an age-old saying, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. Donna, don't get mad at me.
Sorry. I'm mad at everybody.
Okay, no. I tell you who will be mad at me is Lou if she hears that I'm talking about this.
Yeah, this
she
is
a very private person.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Maybe you should put vacuuming on the schedule because she does that all the time.
Well, you know what though? We got a Roomba situation. We have an iRobot.
Oh, she
Where'd you
doesn't
get
have to
that?
vacuum anymore?
No, and you know how pumped she was about the suction power on the vacuum that she got fixed.
Yeah.
There's an
How's that
Instagram video
going?
that documents that. The Roomba's going pretty well, I think. It does a pretty darn good job. You know, we've got some hardwood, we've got one room with carpet, we've got an area rug. It seems to do well. It kind of stays on top of it.
Okay, that's good to know.
And
I gotta
it
get one of those.
redocks and everything.
Okay,
Oh,
so
neat.
how much dirt
And
does
empties
it hold?
itself, by the way.
Does
Also,
it have to go back and empty itself and then go back to its job?
if it needs to, it can. It can, if push comes to shove, I believe, empty mid-clean. And it's really wild. You know, it's got a little bit of stupid in it, the vacuum cleaner, the robot vacuum. But by and large, you sit back and think, this is pretty remarkable, especially the first couple of times when it goes and learns your space.
Cool.
It's just kind of crazy as you watch it learn, like, oh, I can't go there. Oh, and here's how I can get underneath that table. It's pretty impressive to watch.
All right, I got to get me one of them.
Yeah, they've been out forever, but I've never trusted that they actually pick
Same.
up dirt.
You and me both. They do. They're doing it. It's doing a nice job.
Especially on the hardwood floors. That to me is the biggest thing because the dog hair is like tumbleweed.
Yes.
You know,
Right.
so I have to vacuum every day because I don't want dog hair in my kitchen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and when you're cooking, the last thing you want to do is find a dog hair in your food.
You know what's really nice, Donna, is you can set it. It says to not run it at night. I think a lot of people still run it at night, but maybe for best results, run it during the day. But like when you go out to work, you could have it set so that every day at 8 a.m., it starts, or wait for the roomie to leave whenever. It could be like at 11 a.m. And then it will take about an hour, do its thing, and then you come back and it's clean every day.
I feel like I have to monitor the animal in the house.
With the
to
vacuum?
test him, to make sure
Yeah.
he's not going to chase it or bark at it.
Chew it, yeah.
Chew it would be very bad. Some dogs, you know, that would set them off. Okay, good to know. You're not a bad
dog. Great dog. What are you talking about? All right. Anyway.
All right, glad you had a great weekend.
Yeah, I hope yours was good. We don't have time. Hey, it's National Tell a Joke Day, which is exciting. We're going to take your best jokes coming up today at 10:15. When we come back, we got some things that make you go, let's see if I can stump you guys here. This movie is the best-selling DVD of all time. And likely will be forever, considering the fact that DVDs are sort of going away. So if you can figure that out, it came after the year 2000. There's your hint. Best-selling DVD of all time. That and other dumb things that you don't really need to know, but you'll be happy that you did. When we come back, it's Donna and Steve on My Talk.
No need to hide it. Go get what you want.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Donna and Steve on My Talk 1071, Everything Entertainment. Donna Valentine and Steve Patterson, along with producer Dawn McClain.
Hello, Dawn.
And now we have fun facts.
Things that make you go, This is the best-selling DVD of all time. And it might keep that title forever because who's buying Blu-rays? Who's doing that?
Can you give us 3 guesses?
You
Home
know,
Alone.
I'm gonna give you a hint. I'm gonna give you a hint.
I'm gonna let you finish.
I'm gonna let you finish. It is an animated movie.
Oh.
Toy Story.
No, but I just watched part of Toy Story 2 this morning. Love where your head's at. Love where your heart's at. Not Toy Story.
Cars.
Okay, so this is not Cars. Dawn for the win. You're going to come in, you get your one shot. It's like we're playing Family Feud. You got one more shot or else the money's going to go to the other team.
Monsters, Inc.?
Monsters, Inc. is incorrect. Son
Frozen.
of a B.
Frozen.
Is wrong. Ooh, now I kind of want to play the game. Let's stretch it
How
out.
about Up?
Oh, Up is a good one.
Not Up.
Is it a Pixar?
It is.
Wall-E.
Oh.
It is not.
Oh.
Wall-E. I
Not
love
that
Wall-E.
Inside
Me
Out.
too.
I did not like that.
Not Inside Out.
So it was early 2000s?
03.
Oh, 3.
Okay.
Ooh, boy.
Okay.
Bad.
Nemo.
Finding Nemo. Yes.
Donna Valentine for the win.
It only
Wow.
took me 20 guesses.
Nice job, Donna.
Yeah.
But you know who's buying DVDs anymore? It's their
MC.
Is he?
D-Val.
Okay. Why? So you put them into the DVD player, and MC's just putting them in. Doesn't want to, because MC's like a techie guy.
He sure does. He has every movie. He owns like 4,000 of them on Movies Everywhere. And
Okay.
a whole wall that's like Blockbuster.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's going on?
So for me,
I'm not
I get what
complaining.
he's doing. I mean, there's something kind of kitschy, I think, about it, and it's going to come
Totally.
back.
I don't
And
know if-
kids
yeah.
are, I think it might. They just like vinyl did. I don't know. Vinyl is like so ancient. I don't know what makes that cool.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess. And the DVDs are different than VHSs. When you watch a VHS, the quality is so diminished from what it is today. You could argue that same thing, I guess, about vinyl. There is something to sort of the crackly.
Yeah, scratchy stuff.
I don't know. I don't know why that works, but it does. I just don't know visually if that'll play the same. But, you know, DVDs are pretty solid, and Blu-rays. Paul McGuire Grimes of paulstriptothemovies.com. And you hear him on the Colleen and Bradley Show every Friday. He's been doing junkets with all these big fancy movie stars for the last year and a half via Zoom
Oh, yeah.
from his house. And
I've been to his
almost-
house.
You've been to his house.
Yeah, it's
You know
like
the room.
it's similar to what we have, but it's
Name
I
drop.
hate to say it. Name drop Paul McGuire Grimes. We've been to his house to watch movies. It's bigger than MC's.
Well, what happens with these celebrity interviews is they fire up the Zoom camera and it's, all right, we've got Paul from the Twin Cities here. And almost without fail, every star, no matter their stature, starts with, whoa, look at all those DVDs behind you. Are those real? Is that a green screen? This is real. And then what Paul does, which is sneaky smart on his part, he puts out on the shelf, if he's interviewing Tom Hanks,
What?
he puts out on the
Tom
shelf.
Hanks movies.
Stop it.
Yes. So he has the whole wall, but then he will bring some so that the front is facing out. And then
Great idea.
invariably, celebrities, you know, pretty into
Go.
themselves.
Those are my movies.
Is that Turner and Hooch? Is that Philadelphia? Oh
That's
my
a
gosh,
great
you got my
idea.
movies.
So, you know, I buy DVDs at garage sales. I'm not like going to Target and looking for DVDs, but I just got like 8 DVDs for $2. And now I replenished my stash at the cabin.
We do get some DVDs, and we do it for the minivan, which has a DVD player, which is a lifesaver on road trips. It's just really great. So we still do. I'm trying to think of what Tom Hanks said to Paul. I think it was something along the lines of, how does it feel to have amassed such a large collection of something that will very soon be totally obsolete?
I know.
And Tom Hanks, I mean, I think Tom Hanks collects typewriters.
He does.
So,
Yeah,
you know, he gets it.
Same thing, yeah.
He gets it.
MC texted and wants to tell
Okay.
you that if you get something digital, you don't truly own it. You're leasing it. Because if that maybe something
That's true.
says we're not doing this anymore and it's digital, then your movie is gone.
Yes, this is true. This is totally true. I would view that as God's way of saying, you're all done with that movie now. Move on, my boy. Watch other things. I find that materially, I am a non-nostalgic person. I'm very nostalgic, like in my mind,
Yeah.
but I can get rid of things
That's a
maybe a little
great quality.
quicker. I don't know. I don't know. I
think
don't
it
have
is.
like as good of a box to go through and say, oh, look at all these artifacts from my life.
Speaking of,
Speaking of,
later today I'll be joining you on Twin Cities
I
Live.
forgot you were co-hosting today.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh, wow. What are you
my
guys going to
gosh.
do?
Oh, it'll be fun.
We are going to go through Donna's bin of manuals that we found out about last week on the show. So she brought in her bin, and what we're going to do is just of manuals.
Oh my gosh, we're so alike.
And I'm just going to do it like a cold call. I'm just going to reach my hand
Yes.
in and see what it's like picking out a bingo ball. We'll just see what comes out. Oh, this appears to be a manual for a microwave. Let's read a little bit about this microwave purchased in the year blankety blank. So we're going to go through her bin of manuals. And then we have DJ Rock Lobster is going to join us to officiate an official game of the College of Pop Culture Knowledge.
Oh,
It'll be fun.
So, yeah, it'll be a good time. Totally forgot you were co-hosting today, Donna.
Thanks.
Oh, my gosh.
Rude.
No, it's not rude. It's going to be great.
It's going to be fun. You're not a bad dog.
Oh, now look, don't do your Owen. Don't, because what people can't see when they listen to us is what happens to your face.
You're not a bad dog.
Yeah, see, that seems like you're developing a condition visually when I would watch you. Bad dog.
Compliment accepted.
All right, let's see. I got a couple other fun facts before we go. There are more than 80 Legos for every person in the world.
Oh.
Which is probably why they're looking to start making them from recycled materials. Guys, I think there are 7 billion people in the world. Let's do 7 times 80. That's 560 billion, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. That's too many.
Outstanding.
Does MC do Legos?
Yeah. They have a big bucket that they dig through. And
Does he have
sometimes-
cool creations of like built sets that are on display?
No. He'd maybe a couple. There's so much stuff up there. You know?
Don, I'm starting to get a little bit of a vibe that you want MC to
No.
maybe
They're purging a little.
A little
No.
purge,
It
sparkling joy.
actually comforts me because I have weird things that I collect. I'm like, oh, he likes things like this. You know, there's a lot of figurines. There's a lot of, yeah.
Okay, all right.
There is, but I'm collecting creepy dolls now, and he hasn't put a stop to it or anything.
When did that start?
Oh, this year. I don't know what it is, but I have about...
What, are you blaming the pandemic? How many do you have?
Probably 12 now.
What do
I'll
they
have to
do?
take a
Where do
picture.
they sit in your
they're
house?
old. They're up on top of a bookshelf, and we're actually going to have to move them to another place where they have more space, and that I can get
Oh,
more.
God. Dawn's in the market for a curio.
Oh, no,
Curio
not a curio.
cabinet.
No.
Hey, how about this? When we come back, it is our first update in the Donna and Steve read-along. I'm reading my first ever Stephen King book called Billy Summers. We're both 50 pages in was the agreement. We'll get an update when we come back on Donna and Steve on My Talk.
Hey, we're back. Donna and Steve on My Talk 1071. Everything entertainment. Okay, we had an assignment to read 50 pages of the brand new Stephen King book, Billy Summers. Steve?
I got to page 50 last night. I want you to know that I was at page 25 last night, and like a good little schoolboy, I just walked upstairs, told Lou, I got to go. I have to get to page 50. It's like my homework.
Okay, good.
Went up, read, went to page 50, and feeling good. How about you?
I got to page 89.
Donna?
I'm sorry, I was getting real sucked in.
We talked about
You're
this.
reading ahead, though.
This is
I
exactly.
can't help
Now
it.
you're not going to be able to discern in your mind what was page 70, which she
No.
hasn't read
She
yet.
sucks at spoiler stuff already, as is, when there's like a finite beginning and ending in a movie. This is the worst. Donna, I told you last week, I said, if we do this, we have to agree to the page because I don't want you just burning through a bunch of it and then adding unspoken pressure to me
I couldn't
to try to
help
catch
it. It's
you.
so good. It reads like a movie.
It look like a movie. Here's the deal. Next Monday, our check-in is on page 100, so I would suggest that you pump the brakes.
Fine.
What is this?
Dawn,
again?
I have a reasonable beef here, don't you think?
Yes, but I love you, Donna. Thank you. I love
Here's
you, and I
the
don't
thing.
want us to gang up on you, but you got to slow down.
All right, if I get to page 50, now I can only get, okay, I go to page 100. All right, I'll just slow it down. So I'm only allowed, you're not a bad dog. I'm only allowed to read to page 100 now between now and next Monday.
Yes, because that's how we set this up, Donna. We
I
said,
know, but it's
let's
so good. I can't.
You're not allowed to read.
But guys,
Yeah.
but Steve, we're not going to be done till Christmas at this pace.
that was the whole plan, was
I
we
know.
would go about it nice and slow. But you,
I can't.
I bet I could find tape of you last week talking about, I don't want to read too much, and let's do less. I think at one point you said, why don't we do 25 pages?
Oh, because I'm such a slow reader. Okay.
And you have to remember not to, but he does have a million
children,
kids.
and I know, I get it.
He has a million kids.
I know. I found some time in the morning, like 15 minutes, then time right before bed, 15 minutes and then repeat the next day.
I was trying to read a little bit of, again, we're talking about Billy Summers, the new Stephen King book, just came out last week. If you want to download it and catch up, you've certainly got time to do that. And then every Monday at 9:30, we'll do a Donna and Steve read-along update where we are book buddies. But
okay, so your thoughts thus far?
Interesting. Not gripping, interesting. By page 50... we start to figure out who this character is, this Billy Summers, the job that he has been asked to do, and he's starting to sink into this persona of his, this alter ego, this cover under the guise of which he will do a job. So it's got. You mentioned last week that it's got like a mafia movie kind of a vibe to it, right from the get-go.
Definitely.
One last job, Billy.
Yeah.
Can we get you in for one last job?
At first, you almost feel like, okay, I've seen this movie. But I feel like it's going to get a little more detailed and take some twists and turns, which I'm very excited about.
Well, I'm curious how early this book is a beast. Look at this thing.
It's so big.
It's like 500 pages.
Here's the problem
What?
with Stephen King at this point. He's Stephen King.
Yeah.
So are they going to really tell him, you should probably cut this down?
No.
Good point.
The editors
yes.
are like, oh, whatever you do, just please stay with our publishing company.
He's probably got
the dude needs
200
to
books
edit.
on the bestseller list.
Everyone needs to edit.
I think what happens sometimes with Stephen King is he starts off real strong, and then sometimes the story gets weak.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
You need to have that ending before you start the book.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Start with the ending in mind. Okay, so to that end, I'm curious, with this job, come in and let's do this mafia kind of thing, how early in the book will the hit that we're talking about take place? Is it page 500 or will it be page 100?
Good question.
And then we are just sort of, and then it leads to another part of the plot that we don't even know about. I don't know. I will say this too. The interesting thing about reading an iconic author for the first time at the age of 37. So it's not like I'm 14 and just found Stephen King. I'm just like learning a little bit about his writing style, and it's kind of tough because you have these really high expectations. So what's he going to do? What's this guy going to do? And you're reading
your first one, right?
First ever Stephen King book that I've read. Like I've watched Shawshank, if that counts.
Oh, yeah.
But you just wonder, like, okay, what's he going to do that sets him apart, that makes people so adore his work?
And it's not necessarily the style in which he writes; it's the story that he tells, where you're like, wow, that's been in your head all this time,
Right.
like, and it's strange stuff where you're like, that's an interesting turn.
Okay, now I got a Stephen King question here. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the book that Donna and I are reading, and we welcome you to read it with us. It's called Billy Summers, the new release by Stephen King. When you say that sometimes he starts strong and then it gets a little bit weak, is that the case of his previous writings? Because I know that we've seen a review that says that right on Amazon's page too. When you go to download the book, it says that. Have you experienced that, or are we being colored by some negative reviews of this book?
No, it's experienced it,
Okay.
but almost. I want to say his more recent writings. I'm trying to think of which book would be a good example of that. It's been so long since I've read Stephen King. It's been at least a decade or more. No, I just think it's sometimes hit or miss.
Okay.
Like, and I'm watching that Lissy story. I started watching that on Netflix or wherever that one is. Mm-hmm. And same thing. It gets super weird where you're like, do I stick with it? Do I leave? I kind of abandoned ship on that story.
Don McLean, you're still there. Hey, I would like to ask you, since you have read so much Stephen King, why aren't you jumping into this? Do you want to? Do you feel like you're a little Disenchanted with Stephen King. Okay.
Here, the last book I read by Stephen King, I was so excited about it coming out, and it was such a disappointment to me. And then they made a movie out of it, and I thought, oh my God, he's doing a sequel to The Shining. I can't even wait until this book comes out.
Oh, wow.
And it was so stupid.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Sleep.
Oh, no.
yeah, and then that became that became
Ewan McGregor was in it.
Yep.
He played the grown up Danny. What a terrible disappointment.
Let me ask you a
I was
question.
very excited about that too.
Yeah, it's dumb.
If I got the book for you, would you want to partake in this journey with us as a human shared experience?
Since you're being so nice about it, sure, but I can't read that much.
50 pages
day.
a week? Come on.
Oh, a week. Oh,
Yeah, it's a
sure.
week.
I can do that.
a week. You see
okay.
what he's doing to me?
Oh, I thought it was a day.
No, it's a week. We want to take 10
week.
weeks.
That's why I'm like, you can't. I can't. I'm
It's
sucked
fine.
in.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll catch
Okay,
up.
great. All right, I'm going to get you the book.
Okay.
And then I'll bring it in later this week.
Oh, thank you.
This is great.
Okay, good. Also, he's got some short stories that are really good.
Yes, for sure. The Mist is my favorite.
Ooh, I'm gonna write that one down. I've read
There's a great movie. It's a
The Mist. I'm writing it down. Okay, I don't know. I've maybe read like 6 or 7 books from him, but Steve, and also he's funny. It's not laugh out loud funny, but it's observationally funny. Some of
Yes.
the things that he mentions, where I'll stop and go, "That's funny."
Yeah. Which
some
is
of the
an interesting
comments.
thing for me to learn, because only hearing about Stephen King, I see him as he puts a blood capsule in his mouth before he sits down to write. There's a candle, and it's just what is dark, what is scary, what is ominous. And so to see some of these lines where it's just, a passing line about modern day life or whatever, it's interesting.
Okay, I'm so glad you got to 50. Don't you think, Dawn, we should do a few more pages than 50?
All right.
No,
Listen.
because I am currently reading a book about remote viewing. And I also have all my paranormal stuff that I have to edit.
What
continuously?
Okay. Wait,
What is
does
remote
What
viewing?
does that mean?
Oh, okay, I will sum that up.
sounds horrible.
Okay, so remote viewing is the ability to see into someone else's house or see into even different place or time, like a different time period. You could go back in your mind and find out what happened to, files that Hitler had, or you can find out where people are storing objects. It's actually a military program that was secret called Sunstreak in this last century, and a guy who was in the program wrote this book, and he says anyone can do it. So I'm going to learn
How to go back in time with
mostly,
your mind?
yeah, or help people find things, go into their sense spirits and whatever.
Okay, so by the way, I wish everybody could have watched Donna's face the whole time.
I
was
had
great.
to
I
close
need
my
to get
eyes
some
because I
sage.
didn't want to see your reactions.
It
I
was
was
like-
very confused. I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
Okay. Now, while
So they use it in the military to find Osama bin Laden, or there's a group of psychics that are military guys. Oh, that
boy,
are.
there's some stuff we don't know about, like government. and
Oh yeah,
military.
this is real.
All right, now you have 30 seconds to delve into another thing that is of interest to you. I had a dream over the weekend that Brad Pitt and I were casual buddies. Mm-hmm. He was just sort of horsing around. I was like, all right, Brad. I wasn't enamored that he was there. He was just he's one of my buddies.
Mm-hmm.
But he was every bit of Brad Pitt.
Sure.
I'm open to any interpretation there.
I
If that
love
means
that
a
it's
future
short and you
friendship.
didn't give me a bunch of weird details that aren't important.
No.
So he is an imagined part of yourself. Okay. Whatever you think about Brad Pitt, what he is, what qualities? Name 3 qualities of Brad Pitt.
Cool, sexy, nonchalant.
Okay, you
Shut up,
at
Donna.
some point in the 24 to 48 hours before that felt cool, sexy, and nonchalant. Okay,
Okay, then.
and you brought it out to people, and you thought you were being sort of Brad Pittish, but it's also there's something within yourself that knows that's not the real you. Because it's a
You're hitting
celebrity.
on it right there. Yeah.
That's it.
How about that?
end scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don, I didn't even know you were still there, honest to God. All right, listen. Hey, when we come back, it'll be time for If You See Something, Say Something. We have got some J-Lo A-Rod news, what people noticed online. And I would like to talk about the fake news that is the quote unquote beef between Kevin Hart and Don Cheadle, the internet almost always gets it wrong. We'll let you hear it for yourself. When we come back, it's Don and Steve on My Talk.
Good morning. Welcome back. Donna and Steve on My Talk 1071. Everything entertainment. Oh, when you see something, you should say something. Let's do it.
Hey, if you see something, say something. Oh, that is catchy, huh?
Time for If You See Something, Say Something with Donna and Steve.
If you see something, say something. Come on and party tonight.
Oh boy, I just saw something. Got a text message from Dawn. It's a lot to take in there. It's her creepy doll collection.
Oh, no.
There are a couple in particular that right off the bat I would like to excommunicate from this gathering.
Which ones?
So there's one. Oh my gosh. There's one on the far right that appears to have some sort of a burn damage on the hairline. That the hair starts, and then there's like a little bald spot. Almost looks like she's wearing a helmet.
Oh yes. Yeah, she does have a bald spot.
You need to get the hell out of here.
She's also nude.
Yeah.
Donnie, I texted it to you.
Next to the jester, too. That jester's got to go.
So you guys can... Oh, there's two, and they're creepy. Those are from the 1950s, a carnival.
Oh, my gosh.
A Minnesota carnival from the 50s.
And...
They're twin clowns.
Yeah, you got to put this up on Twitter. This is terrible. Top left. What in the...
Okay, that's Hey Girl Hey. Her name is Hey Girl Hey. She's
What's up
from
with
the
that?
Civil War. She's filled with hay. And so we call her Hey Girl Hey.
Is that arm a peanut in a shell?
So old. It's so old
my.
that it is like some type of a wood product that was painted porcelain on, or painted on the outside with something to make it look porcelain, but it wasn't.
Oh, hell no.
So, yeah.
Try going to sleep with that in your house, Donna.
Which
No.
one do you not like?
I don't like the chick with the braids.
Oh, she
Oh,
is.
for real?
Oh, she's my most expensive one. Yeah, she was $60. She is creepy, and her head actually always is cocked to the side. You can't ever get it to stand up to be straight. It's usually looking at one of the other dolls. Creepily.
Ew.
Wow.
Yeah, Dawn,
This blame Alexis.
Yeah, see, now, this is just peer
She started
pressure?
this. No peer pressure. I was just so intrigued by her dolls. And then I also, do paranormal stuff. So I like creepy dolls. And I'm like, maybe I'll just take them to haunted locations with me and then haunt them. And
Lord.
And then sell them and say, this is a haunted doll.
Do you feel safe when you go to sleep at night? Do you have trouble? I mean, I know that you don't sleep great, but just like the act of falling asleep, do you ever feel like, I should probably get rid of these dolls because they're sort of keeping me up?
No.
I feel like you're inviting bad energy.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not haunted. They're just old.
Oh, just found one I didn't even see.
Uh-oh. What's
There's some cloth doll in the middle with the lady with the burlap sack on.
Oh, yeah. That
little
was
cloth
free.
doll in the middle.
The lady. How about the one in front of her making duck lips? The bald one?
Oh, doing the selfie pout.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, yeah.
That is a bit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Dawn, have you ever seen the Trilogy of Terror? Does that ring a bell? So I remember this so vividly from when I was a kid because to this day it terrorizes me. This woman buys a doll from, I don't know, let's just say a flea market.
Yeah.
And she brings it home, and the note that comes with it is if the chain that it's wearing falls off, the doll becomes possessed. Well, this woman does everything she can to kill this doll because she puts it in the oven, turns it on, tries to kill it. The thing starts chasing her with a knife.
Oh, God, this sounds funny.
Well, now it is, but I mean, I think there's obviously three of them, 3 stories, but I just...
Trilogy of Terror.
Trilogy of Terror. I think
Okay,
you and
I'll
MC
find it.
should watch it. He's probably familiar.
Yeah,
Anyway.
he probably is.
This is creepy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm amazed at your interest in the creepy stuff. Like every now and again, I like a scary movie just to feel scared. But scary movie for me was, for instance, oh come on, Jordan Peele directed it.
Oh, Get Out.
Get Out.
That
I
was
didn't think that was
scary.
scary.
Okay, you didn't think that was scary?
The
was scary.
supernatural stuff scares me, but then when it was like, yeah, okay, it was scary
How
enough.
about
About when
like
he
the
goes
time-
down in that chair and it's
Yeah,
just
that
like,
was
where
weird.
is he? He's in some time warp?
Then it becomes science fiction-y.
And then
I'm
you
like,
look out in the yard and there's just like another. Remember when he goes outside in Get Out, and then there's this dude who just
He's running?
runs past
yeah,
him.
that freaked me out.
Oh my! Oh, I just got chills thinking about it, and it's daytime.
Jordan Peele. He's a great
Suspense.
Yeah.
filmmaker. I don't really like the new Twilight Zone he did, but other than that, I'm liking his
What
stuff.
about the second one he did?
Us. I didn't see that.
Oh,
I
my
don't
God.
want that.
Oh, so scary.
No, see, if you're saying
Oh,
that it's so
my
scary,
God, it's so good.
never.
It has
No.
like this message behind it that's like really important.
Is that the
I
one
can't
that there's
remember.
two of us, right? There's two of us.
Doppelgangers. You have a twin,
Yes.
and they're all.
There's a good one and the evil one.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, yeah, exactly. And
But this is the bull
They're
crap.
coming to get you.
And you turn on like your driveway lights, and then you see you
That's terrifying.
standing there.
It's a great movie.
Bleep that. Never.
It's so well acted too. I mean,
Oh, my
the whole
gosh.
family. Oh my gosh.
Did you get afraid of the Blair Witch Project,
Yeah.
Donna?
Because I
Yes.
saw it whenever
Yes,
I
okay.
thought it was real footage.
Yeah.
I saw it the first weekend, and
Horrifying.
That was
they
such great
promoted
marketing.
it as this is real footage we found. It was the first like found footage movie, and boy, that was we were all like, I mean, it was really electric in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was good. So what
talk
we
about
plan
A-Rod
to
and
talk
J-Lo.
about here, look,
Yeah.
here's the bottom line. Jennifer Lopez has basically erased any trace of Alex Rodriguez from her Instagram account.
Oh, including like backdated photos?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know people did that. Like, isn't that like a
Part of your
photo
life?
album, part of your history? Like, don't people use Instagram as their photo album?
Yeah.
Like, here's where I was at one point in my life.
Some people don't want to remember certain things,
Certain
or
things.
people.
And relationships. Yeah, I
Fair
get that.
enough.
I get that.
Maybe what sparked it, I wonder.
Me
He's
too.
been out on yachts with all these pretty women, living
Living the single life.
saying really
I think he's a dirty dog.
Well,
phrases
remember,
that are
he
weird.
he co-owns your Minnesota Timberwolves.
Does he already?
Yeah. I mean, in principle, I don't know if they've signed all the documents, but
Thanks, dude.
yeah, you
All right,
got it,
cool.
bro.
And then what was the other
Hey,
thing
let's-
we were going to talk about?
Why
the
don't we-
Kevin Hart
Why don't we
thing.
save it till after the break?
Okay, that sounds
Maybe
good.
you know I'm gonna make an executive decision. I'm gonna push it, and I'm gonna push it.
Go for it.
I'm gonna push it to sometime next hour. We'll do it right after the break. Whatever.
All right, fine.
It's some Don Cheadle, Kevin Hart stuff that it's just Twitter takes the bait so often,
Yep.
and then they start. I mean, I saw Don Cheadle trending on Twitter last week, and then I checked it, and then people were commenting like, "Oh man, he's so mad at Kevin Hart."
Oh,
And
whatever.
I thought, really? And then I saw an extended clip that the internet did not watch, and it was not as you would think it would be based on all the outrage on Twitter. So we'll get into that when we come back. Don McLean heading out for the day. Good luck out there, Don.
Yeah,
the
Dawn.
dolls. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get rid of at least one of them. Purge one of them. Come on.
No.
Once a week.
No.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
We'll be right back. Rocco's coming in. He'll have a dirt alert coming right up before the beat on My Talk 1071.
My Talk 1071.
Hey, didn't you